Yeah.
Welcome
To Danica Daycast!
I think this is episode 32. We should have checked, but I think it's 32. This is everybody's favorite weekly podcast.
I don't know. And the last time we kept up with.
Never missed a week. It was like October or November. It was because we were about to set up the Christmas tree and we needed space for that. And we told people like, hey, we're going to be, or not even that, I think it was we're going to be busy with Christmas markets. But we said, hey, we're going to be gone for a few weeks, but we'll be back soon. And for most of this year, I kind of assumed that was going to be it. But we wanted to bring the podcast back. And let's address the elephant in the room. We're ending the business. So the business, Danica Daydreams, are going to run till the end of the year. On January 1st, we have no plans to stay in business. This means a lot of things, but some of the important stuff to know right now is, first of all, we're going to be releasing a new podcast each week of October, because October 8th marks 3 years since we launched our business. Every Tuesday of October, it's coming out. It also means by the time that this is live, we're bringing back all of the art that we still have left available, all the old t-shirts, which isn't all of them. I think it's maybe about half of them or something like that.
Yeah, well, we have left, basically.
Yeah. I know people are probably going to ask, like, oh, are you doing going out of business sale or what's going on? And here, I should grab this. You start explaining that.
So, well, what's the sale again? It's 25th.
So, okay. So here we go. We kind of have 3 categories of shirts, I guess. If you break it down, which is we have shirts that we haven't pressed and prepared yet, but we have the materials. Like we have a transfer sitting at one part of our room. We have the blanks in another part. With those, we have no plans right now of bringing those on sale. So those regular price. Woohoo!
Yeah.
But if anyone does want to get a little bit of a deal, we do have some shirts, still pressed from like markets that we were doing and stuff that we already have ready. And those are in 2 categories. So with Collection 6, we changed our provider of shirts. Our old provider was a company called Printful. And I have an example of a Printful shirt right here. And then with Collection 6 and beyond, and then we went back and we reprinted them for October with the new guys, we switched to a company called Supercolor, who did heat transfer shirts. So the Printful is the older stuff, so we're going to have these for 25% off. We only have a small handful of these left, so if you see one that you like, go get it. And then this guy right here, Supercolor ones, those are going to be 15% off. And once again, that's just from certain ones that we already have ready to ship out. You'll still have some option to, pick your own color of other shirts, and we can press them for you. But at least
they
for the
won't.
time
They
being,
won't be on sale.
they're just going to be the regular price. And quickly to kind of go through, we talked about this way back, like last year when we switched. But here's the difference. So this is a Printful shirt from 2021. It would have been. This one's probably from before we launched the business. Actually, I think this is our original one. And then this right here is the new version. Let's call this version 1 V1, and then this one is V2. So the difference, and honestly, pros and cons to both.
You have to be delicate with the wash and the drying with this one more so. But it's more soft.
It's softer, yeah. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's what's called directed garment printing. So it prints it directly into the shirt itself. You can feel it has a little bit of it has a different feel compared to the V2 shirts. If you're careful with these will hold up. We still have some from like 3 years ago that look great. I also know people who put these through the dryer or expose them to heat, and the print started to crack. So these, I would say, are a little bit softer, a little bit more comfortable, but you have to be a little more careful. And that really is the biggest reason we changed. And then the other shirts here, these ones we get transfers from a company called Supercolor from California. They ship them to us here, and then we heat press them onto the shirt. These ones,
well, I heat press them on.
I use like the royal we.
Oh.
But these ones here, basically, the big thing is, still be careful when you wash stuff, but you can throw them in the dryer. You don't have to be as delicate with them. They're still going to hold up. They're still going to do great. I think the company rates them for 75 washes. I don't know if we've ever washed ours quite that often, but we regularly wash these shirts. I mean, especially the one you're wearing right now, and it holds up. Like, it's not cracking. The colors are a little bit more vibrant for the most part. And also the colors on those don't shift like they sometimes do with the Printful stuff or the version 1 stuff.
Yeah, the Printful ones can fade.
Yeah. So when you're on our website, anything that is the new printing, we're just going to call it, Danica Daydreams Bear Trap, yada, yada, yada. We're not adding extra verbiage to it. But the old stuff, we might say, Danica Daydreams Classic Style or Danica Daydreams version 1 or Danica Daydreams Printful. It's a small selection of those that we have left, but yeah. Here, I'm going to... So, we're ending the business.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long time coming. It's the decision to end it. I'm curious, Noah. You think for me, I feel everything. I feel sad. I feel a little scared. But I also, there's a part of me that's looking forward to us wrapping this up. And there's the biggest part of me knows that it's the right move. It's the right decision. It's the right time. Yeah, how do you feel about it before we get into kind of some of the reasons why?
Like, I expected this before, like when we did the October last year, when we brought everything back for October.
October.
I keep on forgetting the name.
Yeah.
When we brought everything back for October, I was like kind of expecting it, that I was leading towards that. But then like just that we got to finish everything like with the little peeps and everything, like that really like brought like joy to like me ending things in the right way.
Yeah.
I feel other than that, like I'm relieving some stress, but at the same time it feels bad to leave it behind.
Yeah. And I want to touch a little on what you're talking about there. So I don't know if you felt this as strongly as I did, but ever since Collection 5, I went into every single live reveal thinking that might be our last one. And by the time that we were getting ready to do Collection 6, it was becoming very obvious that we weren't seeing the success that we'd hoped for. And the big thing that we kept talking about is we want to do Collection 7. We want to do the little peeps. One of the shirts that you're wearing right now is from Collection 7. Yeah. And at the time...
I love this one.
At the time of recording, I can't remember if I said this, we're recording this in advance. We're recording this on September 6th, but it's going to release on October 1st. At the time, there's just a small handful of these left. Like I know for T-shirts, we literally have one. So maybe it's still there, maybe it's not. But the little peeps was something that was super important to us. It's something that we had the general idea for since before we launched. It's something that we hinted at since the very first collection video. And it's something that was always the point we wanted to reach. I don't think it was necessarily the end point for a long time. But we kind of got to the point where we realized, we want to do that. And then October was our 2-year anniversary since we launched. And October really was our goodbye. We weren't 100% sure that we were ending it then, but we were, I'd say, maybe 90%. What do you say?
we I don't know. I think we just wanted to end it with everything on a good note, like finding the end for the story.
For the story, but also for me at least, because I think Octobear was Octobear is kind of my idea, and I was the one that was really pushing it. I was the one that was really pushing too. I remember Collection 7. We had to get it out before Octobear. We'll talk a little bit about the stress of deadlines in a minute, but that was a hard deadline that I set, and I remember saying to you, if we can't get Collection 7 out by September, I don't want us to release it. Because if we can't do Collection 7, we're not doing Octobear, and if we're not doing Octobear, then what's the point? Why are we still going?
Yeah.
So it was.
I remember the snail gardens was very rushed.
Oh yeah, but you knocked that out of the park. I mean,
Yeah.
7.5. I think we've talked about this before. You worked on a different piece of art for 7.5, and look, you always have final say when it comes to the art, and it is, I'd say, it's 85 to 90% yours, but it is collaborative, and you always listen to my feedback and let me have input, and that's something I've always appreciated so much. And you showed me what would have been 7.5, which is what Snail Gardens is now. It's the 5th piece from Collection 7. And I said, this isn't good enough. I said, this isn't up to the same level of quality of the 34 pieces of art that came before it. And you agreed with me. And shortly after, you showed me, like, I think like a couple days later, like you were like, okay, I'm going to work on this, because we were down to the wire. And you showed me a sketch of what would become Snail Gardens. And it was 1,000 times better than
Yeah.
the last one. If you look through our Collection 7 stuff on the store, there's one where, was it a mermaid or a boat? There was something against the water or something. We ended up recycling that as one of the background images. But anyways, what we're trying to say is this was a long time coming. I'm not sure how obvious it was, but I think if you paid attention to us, it's not the most surprising. Like we told people we're going to be slowing down for a while. We started a few months ago. We announced that we're discontinuing a couple colors of shirts. In less than 2 years, we released 35 pieces of art, and it's been a year since then, and we haven't released anything
Yeah.
else. And yeah. Also, one of the big reasons why the Octobear video ends the way that it does is because we knew it was the end, and I went, how can we end it on a note that we can't really continue from?
Yeah.
So that's why we make it out that you're like the one true God. That was not the original concept, but it's what it ended up morphing to be. Like we made a definitive endpoint
But
with our
it
videos.
makes sense.
Yeah, and I love it. I love that that's where we end on. Okay, let's talk about why we're ending. And then let's talk about where we're going from here. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Cool. Here, I've been talking a lot. Do you want to talk a little bit about why we're ending?
So it was creating like some stress between us
Lots of stress.
with
Like,
timing and scheduling and everything, and
yeah.
just deadlines being too close to each other.
Yeah.
Also, it was a lot of work for me in short notice time, and
Yeah.
it was just a lot for both of us.
Yeah.
I feel like also I was still learning, and
We both were.
yeah, we both
Yeah.
were learning and progressing, and
Yeah.
maybe we weren't as fast as we could have been.
But I always saw that, and I still continue to see that as a good thing, right? You can clearly see.
Like today, when I draw like directly on the iPad, and
Yeah.
it's just quicker, and
Yeah.
I can get results faster.
And I love that progress. Like I'm the same too with my side of the business was more photos and videos to market it. And I don't know, every single day I learned something new. Right? I always got a little bit better. Especially the big thing for me, the new thing wasn't photos. That I've been to college for. I've been a professional photographer for a while. For me, the big thing was like figuring out green screen video. And if you watch like the collection one video versus you watch Octobear, like I learned so much more during that time, and I think it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so
We also weren't getting like the sales that we wanted to.
yeah, that's a big
Like, because we were putting so much effort in and then we
yeah.
weren't getting back what we put in.
The best way to sum up why we're ending this business is it took more out of us than what we got back from it. And first of all, I'm so proud of what we've done. I have no regrets about us starting this business together. Um, in a future episode, we're going to talk about kind of like the early days of this stuff. And we have a document that says the reasons why we want to start a business. And one of those reasons was I don't want to wake up in a couple decades thinking, what if? What if I tried? What if I gave it everything I could? And I won't have that wonder or that worry. I gave this everything that I possibly could. You did too. I am so beyond proud of everything that we've accomplished. Okay. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. And yeah, but it's hard. It's
I feel like starting a business for like anyone is hard.
yeah, and I've nothing but one great thing about this is we got to meet so many amazing small business owners, especially through markets, and we got to talk to so many incredible people. And you see every kind of part on the spectrum. You see people who are just starting out, you see people who are like pros now, have been doing it for like 15, 20 years. I have nothing but respect for everybody who tries it, for those who make it, for those who don't. But for us, we didn't start out and say, "Hey, we're going to do this as a little side project and we're going to, try to build up." Like we went full in, and we both left our previous employers behind. We had savings. You had savings, I had savings. I had maybe somewhere between 15 to 20 grand saved up. And basically with this business, we were selling, we were bringing in revenue, but also we had costs. And the business basically paid for itself. And the tough thing is, so much of this business for me felt like I was fighting for survival. So much of it. And our standard week was 60 hours. And when you have not just one person, but two people, which for us is our whole household, right? When you have a household where there's no income coming in and you're working and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying and it's just not working the way that you think that it should, that gets so difficult. And then you start blaming yourself. Then you sometimes blame the other person. And then it's always, well, maybe if we try this one thing, then this could do it. And we get a little better, but we're still not bringing in money. And maybe we've tried this one thing, we get a little better, we're still not bringing in money. Maybe we've tried this thing, we're still not bringing it in. And at a certain point, it's not sustainable from a financial stance, but also those 60-hour weeks, that's hard to do. And some weeks were way more than 60 hours, right? Some weeks, like leading up to a new collection release, would be 80 plus hours. And I think we both struggled with that. Maybe I struggled a little more, though. Like, I talk about my autism a lot, and I talk about the many things I love about it. But I was frequently having what I think would be considered autistic meltdowns, maybe panic attacks. But we'd have in those, we would announce a new collection's dropping at a certain point. You would finish the art, and then it'd be my time to work on the video.
Which, like, is just the timing didn't line up, and then
We have a hard deadline. I'm working through lunch, I'm working through breakfast, I'm working through dinner. I'm working much later than I planned to work, and I would regularly break down. And there are times where I'd be in my room just working on my own for a little while, and then I stop. And then he'd come in and check on me. And I'd just be screaming, crying, and shaking, and just... It was hard. And it was one of those things that we always saw. Once we start making a little bit more money, things will start being a little easier. And things will start being a little easier. And they just, in some ways, things got a little bit better, but there's only so much that you can keep pushing it off for another day and another day and another day. And I'd have friends and family tell me, Dan, you're working too much. And I go, I know, but I need to do this. I need to make this work. I need this. I put everything that I possibly could have put into this business, into it. And I'm glad that I'll be able to look back and say, I gave it everything I could. But it wouldn't be healthy for us to continue. And it's not just the stress, it's the money, and it's the lack of success. But they all kind of snowball, and it's one thing builds onto another, onto another, onto another, onto another. And when you're doing well and a struggle or a challenge or something hits you in life, it's, pulls you back a bit, but you can bounce back a bit. But when you're always at 10 and then a little something comes, it's too much.
yeah.
And what we were doing wasn't sustainable. And it wasn't healthy for us as individuals, and it wasn't healthy for us as a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I'm going to miss it. But
Do you want to talk about
I love this business, yeah.
what we're going to do like in the future?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Why don't you take it away?
Yeah.
Or do you want to talk about, why don't we quickly talk about what Danica Daydreams is going to be?
So we've been talking. We might just keep like the name Danica Daydreams and maybe, make some podcasts, keep it going.
Yeah.
Or also we were discussing to do some collaboration work and have it on our website. Like I started drawing or a painting, and you like Photoshop it or something.
Yeah. If we still have a website, I don't even.
Yeah.
I won't even go that far. Maybe depends on the cost. We'll keep the domains, but maybe we'll just point to a social media site or something. But yeah, the thing that we've been talking about, like you've been saying, is Danica Daydreams as a business is gone. I mean, you got a few months left. Woo-hoo-hoo! But Danica Daydreams as a business is ending. Once again, we're ending at the end of the year, but we are going to keep the name, and it's just going to be kind of the banner that we release any collaborative stuff on. And maybe we keep doing a podcast. Maybe we never do a podcast again after the series. Maybe we do fun YouTube videos. Maybe we just straight up make like visual art.
But right now it's just pretty vague.
It's super vague because we're not. After having such a rigid schedule, it's going to be nice to be loose with it. So don't be surprised if you see stuff from us in 2025. We're like, woo, 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 look at all the fun stuff we're doing. And don't be surprised if you don't hear anything from us or something in between those two, One thing though is if you love this style of art and if you want to see stuff that's like the 35 pieces of art that we've released together, Danica Daydreams probably isn't the best place for that. And we'll get into where you could go instead. But I've kind of acted as like, I don't know if assistant's the right word or advisor. The only work that I've done outside of just like thoughts and words for the art has been circling areas. I've worked on some files, coloring. But when it comes to actually like making the art, that's been you. We talk about it, we discuss it. In a future episode, we're going to show off some of the original sketches so you can kind of see when the art was just Monica's versus when it kind of became ours. I've shown you poses and talked about different things I think could go into it. But I think we could say that the art has been 85 to 90% Monica and 10 to 15% Dan. You think that's fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's just more like when it's you with me, it's more like the discussions.
Yeah. And I've loved those discussions. Like it's been, especially one of the reasons why I'm wearing this one right here is one of our most collaborative pieces of art. I remember sitting on the bed and showing you like, here's the pose I think this guy should have.
Yeah.
And here's this and here's that. We had one of them too. I think it was Strange Companions from Collection 6, where I remember, I think I was showing you how I think the tail should go. Or maybe it was A Friend in Need. It was one of those from Collection 6, I think. And I remember rolling up a blanket and putting elastics.
It was a towel.
A towel, yeah. So I've had some.
It was so weird.
So I've had some role in the art, but the vast majority is you. And if Danica is going to continue with art, then it's going to be a 50-50 split, And we've talked about like general ideas for that. Like maybe I take a photograph, we print it, and then you paint over it, and then I could bring it into Photoshop. We scan and bring it into Photoshop, and then I do something, and maybe you go into it in like Illustrator and add something, and like yeah. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. So we're keeping Danica Daydreams alive, but it's not going to be a business. And the future of that is super vague. It's just fun little ideas we have in our head, and maybe we'll follow through, maybe we won't. We'll see. But Monica, what can someone do if they want to see more art that, is more Monica?
Yeah, so
that's all Monica.
I still want to pursue putting my art out there. So I'm going to start selling stickers. I'm still going to be selling stickers because I'm really addicted to making stickers now. Like through this business, like just making stickers and like laminating, every step I do with the sticker making, I just fell in love with the whole process of it, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
No.
So I'm gonna keep on doing stickers. I want to do like surprise packs for that are more like kid friendly. And then I also want to do like a monster surprise, like it's more like a monster pack sticker, and that's going to be more like towards adults, and it's just going to be like my own like monster creation, like me like doing my own creations.
Yeah.
And then like with the kids stuff, it's going to be like some cute stickers that I design that are like kid friendly.
And I love the stuff that you've shown me. Like I think anybody that loves the Danica Daydream stuff is going to be blown away by the new stuff that you're making. We don't have a name yet. Or sorry, I'm saying we. I'm so used to we.
Yeah.
You don't have a name yet for what you're going to release this stuff under. But if we got a few weeks from the date of recording to when this episode comes out. So if you come up with the idea, we will put text on screen. And I just thought of something, Monica, look right in the camera, just start mouthing things, but don't say anything. And we'll no, do it for like 5 seconds. And we'll dub you over. Wait. When I say go. And then like, cause if you come up with the idea, you can say, my name is blah, 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 blah. So just look into that camera and start mouthing what the new name of your sticker business will be.
I didn't think of a name.
Very good. So that's going to be great. That's going to be great.
I almost ate my my mic.
I hope we continue the podcast. We'll see. We'll see how busy life gets. And then, yes.
Put some sunglasses on.
Yeah. Before we hop into the direction I'm going, you got anything else to share about your stuff?
Yeah, so I was thinking about like other products I can do too. So I've started I'm really enjoying oil pastels. Like I'm doing like oil pastel portraits and like some weird monster stuff like with oil pastels like portraits. And I want to do like my own like line of greeting cards with like by scanning like the oil pastel portraits and then putting it on the front of the greeting card, and then like just I don't know if I'm gonna write anything inside, like some weird quotes or something. That maybe some weird quotes, and then you can just write happy birthday in it or whatever you wanna write in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that. I've been working on that for a while now. I've been learning how to like do oil pastel portraits, and then I've been like practicing, and now like I have like a whole like folder thing that's like packed full.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been fun like just learning new like tools that I can use to like make art and everything.
Yeah. And do you want to share the other thing you were telling me about? That might be totally separate?
Totally separate. I'm still working I'm still working on like if I want to put this in motion, but I've been thinking about like doing my own YouTube channel and doing like stop motion like animation stuff like with clay or something.
Yeah.
And just have like some weird storyline of something. I don't know yet. It's very very vague because I still have to learn so much if I want to carry on and do it. But I think it would be a lots of fun to try to do like stop motion.
Is that something you'd ever want to work on together, you and I?
If like maybe it would shorten the process because I would have to learn a lot.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking like, cause I could piece it all together. Although the editing part of it's not too difficult, but like I could edit it for you. I could voice some of the people if you want, that kind of thing. We'll discuss this at a future time.
Yeah.
But there's a good chance it's probably just going to be a Monica project. But who knows? Who knows what the future is? Yeah.
If you have time.
If you have time, yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Our busy lives.
Yeah. And with me, a week ago. Yeah, a week ago, I think on last day of August, which is a week ago from today, I registered a business. Woo, woo, woo! We got another one, which is good. I need another one because this one's ending. So yeah, it's been going well. So it's called Dan Hendley Digital. For anyone who doesn't know, my background is photo and video. That's what I love to do. That was my big role here at Danica Daydreams. I did some other stuff, like I also booked markets and sent emails and if you ever messaged us on social media, you were talking to me. I always felt a little deceptive. I'm like, do they think they're talking to Monica? But I didn't want to. I thought it'd be weird.
I love the people that always said Danica. Like,
I love that.
That thought like that Danica was a person.
Yeah. Oh, can I get to one thing real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know about you. One personal pet peeve of mine is. So Danica Daydreams is a mouthful. It's fun. It rolls off the tongue, but it's also a lot of words. So a lot of people will shorten it. But a pet peeve of mine is people shorten it to Danica. But we're Danica. We were Danica before this business.
Yeah.
We'll be Danica after this business. So the official word from me, and you can let the people know if you got a different official word. The official word is the short form of our business is Daydreams.
Yeah.
That's how you hear me talk about it. I never say, yeah, for Danica we're going to do this. No, that's weird. That's weird.
Because that was before the business. That was just like our couple name.
Yeah. It's like with my new business, it's called Dan Hendley Digital. if that ended up closing down, or if that, forget it closing down, I shouldn't put that in the world. But with Dan Henley Digital, no one would ever go up to me and be like, hey, how's Dan doing? So like, what are you talking about? You say, how's digital doing? That'd be weird too. Anyways, the short form for Danica Daydreams is Daydreams. But yeah, so where I am right now is I do photo and video work. That's been taking up about 40 hours a week for me for the last 5 months. I'm about 5.5-ish months deep into a 6-month contract with one client. That's probably going to end soon. And then I'll see what's next. But yeah, basically, I just want to shoot. I mean, if someone wants me to shoot photo and video, I'm more than happy to. But the big thing that I've really fallen in love with that I really want to try to specialize more and more in is video editing. Like that for me is, I've never sculpted, so I don't know if this is a good analogy, but for me it feels like sculpting. Like you take these like raw materials and you chip away, take out this, take out that, you take do, and you craft something, or maybe cooking. I don't know. The point is, I love editing. So right now, if you go to danhendleydigital.com, you can see I got a small portfolio there. And yeah, that's my passion. My dream right now is I would love to work on a movie with like a proper theatrical release one day. I think that'd be really cool.
I would love to do it like a scary movie, and I'm a scary monster, and I'm just.
I can't do that. One funny thing too is I talked about a client that I'm currently working for, and the way we met is we met at a market that we did like 2 years ago in Barrie. And he came up and I said, hey, I'm Dan. And I said, oh, I'm doing video. He's like, oh, no way. I have a production company. And we started talking. And then he said to me, hey, if you're ever looking for some work, reach out. I went, yeah. We exchanged contact info. But I didn't end up reaching out to him for a good year and a half after that for 2 reasons. First of all, I was so busy. I've talked about how busy we've been before Collections came out. I was working on the Collection 5 video, and I'm like, I don't have time for anything outside of Daydreams right now. And the second reason is I am the biggest wimp. I don't watch scary movies at all.
I have to watch scary movies with my friend.
Yeah, you're not allowed to watch them like when I'm here. Like you go to like her house, like don't, or like if I'm gone, you can watch them here.
My life is hard.
But this guy told me he was working on like a scary movie at the time. I'm like, But then I reached out to him again at the beginning of this year, and I'm working on it with him on his YouTube channel, which now he's pursuing other things and is no longer looking for that big of a video focus. So yeah, I'm about to start reaching out, looking for other clients. If you are looking for a professional video editor, hit me up. danhendleydigital.com, or just follow at danhendleydigital on any social media sites like Facebook, Instagram. I'll probably make a TikTok. I don't know if I'll be active on there, but I'll make it just so I have the name. And YouTube, I think. So that's it. So once again, Danica Daydreams as a business is ending. It's been a long time coming. It's a difficult decision, but I think you and I are both confident that's the right decision. I mean, somewhat confident. Every day I'm like, oh, should we really be doing this? And I guess we should talk about. I really thought that the last market we did last year, which was the Mary Market in London, I thought that was going to be our final market. I got like really nostalgic. I had like a moment of like, I took photos of
so many pictures of us like with the empty booth and us being like cry faces. Yeah. Or like some weird faces.
Yeah. Oh, and we just talked. We have no plans of doing any future markets. We're going to start selling off the gear that we brought. So if you're in Barrie and looking for a big old canopy, hit me up. Woohoo! I'll sell it to you for a few buckaroos. But our last market was the Ward Night Market in Guelph. And it was a market that got delayed twice because of weather, and we're like, are we ever going to do this thing? And then when
No.
when we finally got there and we spoke with the woman who runs it, who was so nice and super cool, she asked me about Brat versus Demure, and I don't think those are connected, but I was like, someone's talking to me about Brat, and I love that
I
album
didn't
to death.
even really know what that was about.
But it was such a cool market to end it on, because it was a night market, and you brought like glow sticks.
Yeah,
and like near the end of the night,
we
we're like,
looked like
screw,
cool
we're just-
people.
Yeah.
And then like after the market, we went to like several places, and everybody was like looking at us weirdly, like we looked like some couple of drunkies.
Yeah, I remember people. One guy asked, like, "You just come back from a rave?" I'm like, "No."
No.
But yeah, I am in hindsight. I'm glad that was our last market. Yeah. And I guess let's real quick. I'll talk about the schedule for the next podcast episode. Do you want me to bring this up quickly?
Sure.
Cool. So every Tuesday of October, we're going to be bringing back. Yeah, sure. Why not? We're bringing back the podcast. After October, will we do more episodes? I don't know. Don't count on it, but don't never say never. We might do a final one. But anyways, this is. I'm thinking out loud right now.
You're going too far.
Here's kind of the rough idea we have, and this might change, but so the next podcast will be Tuesday, October 8th. They're all Tuesdays. And October 8th is the day that we launched our business, October 8th, 2021. Oh, and we should say too, our business journey didn't start there. Our business journey started like November 2019. With an idea for a completely different business that eventually we abandoned that and went, okay, let's do Daydreams.
That was way too big.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that. That would have been insane. But we want like the October 8th episode to just be a little nostalgia fest. And so what we plan on doing there is Tuesday, they're all Tuesdays. October 8th, we're going to do another podcast. We're looking back at the highs and lows of our business. We're going to be showing off some of the original drawings that you did. We're going to discuss what our favorite art is. And yeah, that's kind of October 8th. October 15th, we want to talk about scrapped plans that we had, right? Because we did have different ideas. Oh, my brain's all over the place. We did have other ideas of like, whether it's different products or different directions we could end up going. Just kind of talk about what could have been and that kind of thing. October 22nd is when we want to reveal our secrets. So we want to discuss kind of the process of finding our process. We tell people how it took us like months and months to find the right blank shirts and then find the right provider for those shirts. And then eventually we switched providers and
a whole bunch of headaches.
Today, for the first time publicly, we talked about who those providers ended up being, Printful and Supercolor. And I can't say enough good things about Supercolor. I really can't. Printful's Printful. They've been pros and cons. We'll get more into that later.
Yeah. In the
we also want to show off. We have so many shirts that are in a condition that we're not comfortable with selling. Like you're going to see that in that episode. We want to dump those all on the table here. And then just talk more about markets. That's kind of the October 22nd one. And then the last thing, October 29th. It's mostly just going to be us chatting. We're going to talk about some of the big themes we kind of talked about throughout this business. Like our big focus used to be talking about embracing the weirdness life has to offer. And then we slowed down on that a little bit because we realized people are really interested in hearing about the dreams behind the art. And that became our focus. So we'll go more in depth there. So yeah, I think the last thing I want to say before it's time for something else is we ended 2023 not knowing if there'd be a Danica Daydreams on January 1st, 2024, or if we'd continue very far into this year. And I think I got to the point where I had maybe a couple grand left in my account, not very much at all. And I was starting to worry about how am I going to pay for food soon? I kind of need that. So I reached a point where I knew that I needed to start bringing in other money. Well, basically, I reached a point where I knew that something had to change. and we came up with, I think, something like 8 different scenarios and variations of what 2024 would look like for us. And it was the whole range from just quit right here and now, leave it, call it a day, back at the beginning of the year, to doubling down and opening a store and going bigger than we've ever been before. And what we ended up doing was we kind of ended up deciding, you know what? A lot of people have told us that we're putting more time into this business than we need to. So what if we just try to slow down a bit? And this year was our year of slowing down to see if that's viable, if it would work. And it didn't. It didn't work. I can't remember why I brought this up. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in a future episode we'll talk about kind of different ideas we had like that. But we went into this year with a lot of uncertainty, not being sure if it would work out or not. There's a part of me that wishes that we had just called it quits, but also there's a part of me that's like, okay, I'm glad that at least now we know we tried this too, and this is where we ended up. So yeah, that's kind of, this is kind of the biggest bummer episode of the Danica Daycast. But like, it's like a bummer with a little light at the end of this tunnel, you know? Like I am looking forward to wrapping it up. I'm going to miss it. I'm always going to be proud that we made it. And I think that there's probably going to always be a little bit of Danica Daydreams with us. Because Monica, what are we thinking about doing? What are we thinking about getting on our bodies?
Some tattoos.
I want to get Danica Daydreams tattoos. And right now I'm just looking for like a tattoo artist to... I've never had a tattoo before. I want to get one right here on the arm.
You're going to cry like a baby.
Maybe. I've never had one. I'm kind of worried. But I want to see if there's anyone. I know a lot of artists, like it makes sense. They want to, do their own work on somebody. They don't want to just, say, hey, can you copy this for me? But yeah, if we can find someone who's willing to do it, we're both talking about getting Danica Daydreams tattoos.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. But speaking of the visual arts, and you could say drawing, potentially. A tattoo is just a permanent drawing on a person. Permanent people drawing. Yeah. What time is it, Monica?
What time is it?
What time is it?
It's drawing time!
So, for those of you who don't know, drawing time is the time when we draw, where we draw. I can't even remember how this goes anymore.
Who knew, right?
Who we draw. So, we're doing it slightly different this time, just as a one-time special. So what we did is we both I did that on purpose. What we did is we each wrote down a piece of Danica Daydreams art from a previous collection, or from just Danica Daydreams art. We wrote down a piece of Danica Daydreams art and put it in the squid head. You're going to pick one, I'm going to pick one, and then we're going to draw, in like a quick drawing, we're not being perfectionists, we're going to draw a combination of the two. They do the little fusion ha dance, basically. What do they look like together as one? Next week, or the next episode, when we do another Danica Daycast and a drawing time, we're just going to do traditional things. So if you have an idea of what you want us to draw in the next drawing time, comment it below. We'll throw it in the hat, and we just might pick it. So, all right, Monica, would you like to do the honors? Will you shake the squid head? Who braided it?
I braided it. I was bored one day.
All right. Shake! 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 Shake!
Okay.
Here, let me pick first. I got, it's your drawing. Snail Gardens. Okay, and what do you have, Monica?
This one. It's Bear trap.
Bear trap. Okay,
Bear
so we got to
trap.
do a combination of snail gardens and bear trap. Okay, you ready? And remember, this isn't like. Also, we haven't done this for a while, so you got to remember, you got to talk in the mic. That's important.
Yes.
And then I'm like trying to edit this, and I'm like, why are the audio levels not steady?
Oh, orange on orange is gonna be hard.
Snail gardens, one more complicated ones. Because it's so many things.
I knew you were gonna write bear trap.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting it on my body, hopefully.
I wanna get the Bill surprise sticker that's on here.
Yeah. Where are you gonna get it?
I don't know yet.
Do it on your forehead.
No, nothing on the face. That's prison. That's
That's prison.
it's prison.
Prison lessons with Monica.
It just sounds prisony. Is it bad that I'm looking at yours?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is, Monica. No stealing.
Oh, no stealing. I'm Daniel.
I am Daniel. Some people call me Danica. More people call you Danica.
Yeah, more people call me Danica than you. So
I-
you shouldn't be really like, yeah.
I remember that day we had our
don't
tent broken into at Kempenfest.
Oh,
And I get a
yeah.
call from them. And they say, hi, is this Danica? And I'm like, yeah, kinda. It's half of Danica. It's the Dan part. Welcome to our Peep City.
Have a look around.
We got
Oh my god, every
everything.
market you'd sing that. You'd drive me insane. So insane.
Just because the business is ending doesn't mean I won't stop singing
I
it.
know.
Peepsicles.
I'll never hear the end of it.
Also, the Fishy Fish King quickly became my favorite character. The Fishy Fish King.
And like when we I never thought he'd be a big deal. Like at first he was just a drawing that I did, you know.
Yeah, totally. I like that, like, the whole collection 3 videos, you're searching for him and he's not there. And I'm laughing at my own jokes now, but he's on his
Pickle
annual vacation to Pickleopolis.
Yeah.
And like he goes there once a year, and when he goes, he stays for like 14 months or something. Which, if you do the math, how does that work?
He leaves his people more often than he should.
And then there's the collection 5 video where it starts out with him talking to you. He's like, and then she said, "It's me or the pickles." That's when I knew that I had to. And then it cuts off. So you're like, what did he do? But I will say, you don't see the Fishy Fish King with a romantic partner. So I think that
That's
kind of
because of all his
answers.
pickle time.
Yeah. And then speaking of partners, I was Bill's. That was fun. And then he goes, "Oh, hi. And then I die. He goes, bye.
Bill's my favorite.
You did a great job voicing him.
So easy.
Honestly, I think one of my favorite parts of us like doing Daydreams together were those moments where we were just, you'd show me a new piece of art and then we'd like talk about all these changes, and I love those moments. That was the best.
Welcome to our Peep City.
Have a look around.
High school treats. Oh, the thing that pisses me off about that song is
What? It's a beautiful song.
is that it's welcome to our Peep City.
Have a look around.
It's the fact that you say small in something else, and it
Our city is so small and so
because he says
little.
little and small, and that's
It's
the part
great.
that really
It's a
confuses
flawless
me.
song.
No. I see the flaws.
I see the flaws.
see the flaws.
I see the flaws, Santa Claus.
I see the flaws.
Does this look penisy to you? Actually, wait, I can't show you. That was the other big thing. When you were making...
when I was making art, you'd always be like, "This looks penisy," and then I'd be like so frustrated because everything I did looked penisy.
Yeah, but
you.
also with like the little peeps, you'd have it look where it looks like they're grabbing each other's crotches.
It was fun.
I bet it was.
They don't have anything down there, anyways.
All right, let me know when you're done, and then I'll be done.
Yeah, I'm almost
Just
there.
that and finishing touches.
Yeah, me too.
Mine's not. Mine's. Mine looks like a big old dildo.
Okay.
Yeah, just wait till you see it. You'll know where I'm coming from. Beeping times. It's Beep City. You know, when we started those collection videos, I told everyone it was like it's a so bad it's good kind of thing. And then I had to go and become a perfectionist. Oh my God, when we talk about how many hours those videos would take, if you go back to our collection 2 video, just that scene where you're like pointing like a blue magical light at these like waves of snakes that are coming up and the snakes keep moving, you keep pointing the light. We watched the entire season of Tiger King 2 while I was doing that. Like, that's how long that took. Because I had to, like, track... I had to punch in, okay, this guy moves... And I'm just doing it with keyframes. I'm sure there's a more efficient way, but I don't know it. And I'm doing it in DaVinci Resolve. But yeah, I would just punch in, okay, this guy moves from this pixel to this pixel. And while that's happening... This light needs to go from here to there. And the hardest thing, too, is moments where a character is moving and the camera was moving, too. Because they couldn't move... If you just have it slide with it, it seems weird, right? So you have to... I'd regularly be bringing out, like, calculators to figure out... Okay, if a character's standing, then after I move him this far, he needs to still be here. And if a character's moving, then while the camera's moving, he should be moving... You know, from this keyframe to this keyframe, and then when the camera stops moving, but he keeps moving, you should move from this to that. Math is important. It comes up in the most unusual places.
Yeah, it's hard for me.
Yeah.
Especially the number 5. For some reason, it always, like... turns into 3 for some reason. Anyways, I'm done.
Alrighty. So, Monica, you finished?
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to see first? You want to see?
I kind of want to see yours
Oh my
because
God,
you
yours.
keep on...
I could see yours. Yours is so much better. Okay, let's look at yours. Let's look at yours first. Look at yours.
So I've got the big.
Oh my God.
Instead of the bear in the middle, like in Bear Trap, so I got the octopus that's doing the circle, like the Bear Trap was. And instead of like the bear in the middle, it's the snail. And then he's looking at the peep. And then there's peeps coming out of the octopus's eyes. And then there's a snail at the edge that's just like climbing around the octopus. And then I did my best doing the tentacles, but there's a lot of tentacles. So I just did a rough job with the tentacles pretty fast because it's hard to do it with these.
Yeah. Okay, so yours looks great. And okay, I think we can tell one person is very talented with crayons, the other not so much.
Well, it's crayons. I'm doing what I can.
No, let's look at yours again. And then here, don't look yet. I want to show the camera first, and then you get a look. This one's mine. So
You kind of did my idea, but you put 2 snails in the middle.
well, I had the idea first. I mean, maybe we had it at the same time. I already wanted to do this before I saw yours. I'll say that much.
Oh, okay.
So great minds think alike. But does this one look a little
I know what you mean. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks.
It
You made it
looks-
too. You made it too like the verdict. You made it.
It looks
too,
like a big pink dildo.
You yeah.
So if
you
anybody
didn't define it a lot, so it looks like something else.
if anybody's looking for dildo crayon drawings, hit me up. And also I made a mistake.
Also,
'cause
this
there's the
one
pink-
looks like it's shad on the other one.
Also, this one I realized doesn't. This one at least you see it comes out and
'Cause,
then it
like,
goes and.
I made the snails too small, so
Well,
I didn't
he's
put
going
the
up.
garden.
Yeah, he's going up the garden. You know.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't put the garden
Yeah.
in because I put it too small.
He's also in like a ooh kind of position. He's sticking that ass out. Okay. Comment below who drew it best and what should we draw next. Next week we're picking one idea. Any one idea from the hat is what we will draw. So comment that below. And yeah, this has been the Danica Daycast. Let's not say goodbye quite yet, because real quick, I just want to say, once I move this, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, and I assume yours as well,
Yes,
um,
thank you.
thank you so much to everybody who supported us. Thank you to the friends and family who already knew us, especially the family who already knew us. Yeah, of course. Thank you to the people that already knew us, who were supportive before we launched, who were supportive throughout the entire run of this business. Your support truly does mean the world to us. And thank you to all the new people we met along the way. I want to especially say thank you to Jerry. Jerry, I hope you're watching this. Man, your support has been incredible. For anyone who doesn't know, this guy would tune into our live streams. This guy would comment on so many of our posts. This guy, we would just message each other about anything, really, honestly. Like, it started off just like Daydreams, and then it's, I see he's going to Fan Expo. I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah. This guy, he's gone into our location. We have some of our art is for sale on t-shirts, sweatshirts, and stickers, and a couple pins at a store in Toronto. And he's gone into that Toronto store twice now, and he's like cleaned up this area for us. He's been like, I know you guys, can't go here all the time, so I tidied it up for you. Seriously, man. Seriously, Jerry. Thank you so much. It really means everything. It really does. So thank you. I hope you're watching this right now. Yeah, you're incredible. Also, thank you to, I don't know what her name is, but one day when we were walking, we were just in the parking lot going into a store in Barrie. A random woman said, "Are you Danica Daydreams?" And we went, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh." And then I don't know if it's the same woman, but I think it is. And then we saw a woman at the oddity market. Is that what? No, we didn't do the oddity market. It was some witches night in thing. We had one market in Barrie, and someone came up and said, "I'm a big fan of yours, and I watched the podcast." And I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool. Just want to shout out some people there. So we're ending the business, but we are so grateful to everybody who's been supportive, and we just want to say thank you. All right, that's it. Any final words, Monica?
Just thank you so much for all your support. Meant a lot to us both, even though it might not show, but we appreciate your support.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. This isn't the end of Danica Daydreams, but it is close to the end of Danica Daydreams as a business. And then afterwards, we're going to be something different and something far more casual, probably. So that's kind of it. Next week for you, Tuesday, October 8th will be 3 years since we launched. So please tune in for that episode. And every
So
Tuesday
you
of
get to see
October.
my original drawings.
Yeah. And every Tuesday of October, we're doing a podcast. Yeah. That's it. All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.